Hi, my name is Hannah and I wrote the 2020 members production called Aftermath and the 2022 members production called Summer Back Home for DCU Drama. What inspired me to write Summer Back Home was a simple line that I had pictured in my head, where one character would say, "You've lied to me," and the other one would say, "Well, your lie was worse." And I kind of was inspired by playing on this idea that some lies are worse than others, what constitutes a good lie versus a bad lie, and exploring that theme throughout the play. So writing a script looks very different for everyone. Everyone has a different method and there's no correct way to do it. And the way I kind of approach things, all things in life, is start simple by just starting. Getting something down on a page is the easiest way to get yourself inspired. So for example, writing down character descriptions you think are interesting, writing down lines that you think could be powerful in play. You can just start writing scenes if that feels natural to you as well, or you could start by writing a scene plan as well. So usually I kind of pick a what, where, who or why, and that becomes the basis of these, and then try and create some of these elements that I can put together to then create the final piece. So a few key elements that I think go into creating a compelling script are: one, a surprising moment or an unexpected twist. I think if a viewer can predict exactly what's going to happen within your play from the get-go, it becomes quite boring and doesn't keep them interested. Two, something that invokes some sort of emotion. If any piece of art isn't making the viewer feel something, and that something can be pure joy, it doesn't have to be a big sad or angry affair, then I think you've done your job. And lastly, I love a subplot. So this is probably a matter of opinion, but I think a lot of compelling plays have subplots that kind of reveal themselves in the background, and I think they can be very interesting to watch. I think creating compelling characters that people can resonate with is all about writing what you know. And this doesn't mean basing individual characters off individuals in your life. It's having the ability to take sections of people's personalities, their experiences, how they have been informed in their lives, and building them into these kind of patchwork characters that are so unique in their own sense, but people are going to relate to them because people in your life are going to relate to some element of them. And obviously a bit of poetic license here, applying similar situations instead of direct ones, but that's exactly how I would do it. I think a lot of the time the issues with writer's block and having kind of creative challenges when you're writing is this feeling that you need to know exactly what's going to happen from the get-go, and a lot of the time you won't have that solid feeling, and often it's the writing itself that's going to inspire that. And so sometimes you need to skip scenes 8, 9 and 10 because you don't know what's going to go in them, and maybe writing the ending will help inform those middle scenes before you know it, or maybe writing further character descriptions or starting to look at the staging will inspire what goes in that blocked section that you just can't get to. The advice I would give to anyone thinking about submitting a script for DCU drama is absolutely just go for it. There is no right or wrong way to write a script, and even if you're not chosen here, that's something that you have, that you've created, that you can go on to put on another time. I started writing scripts when I was in secondary school, and not all of them had the joy of seeing a stage, but I have those there. I'm sure they're not amazing, but I have those there in my wheelhouse when I'm feeling that writer's block or creative block, to know that I've done it before, I can do it again, and the first one is often the biggest hurdle. And so you might open up a long career of script writing that you didn't even know you could have had. If I was to do the whole script writing and submitting again, I would probably run my scripts by more people. I think sometimes I and a lot of other people have a bit of fear of showing that work to others, but I think it can be really helpful to get feedback. It can be really helpful to see what people are responding to. So maybe the side character that you don't have much interest in is actually really resonating with people, and maybe they should be explored more, and you might not know that unless you start showing people a little bit sooner. Watching your finished script come to life on stage is one of the best feelings I've ever felt, and that doesn't change when you see multiple of your plays come to life. That joy stays, and it's really one of the most exciting things I've ever done, and it's also a real joy to get to see people who you can call friends up there performing your piece and enjoying it as well. I probably have two favourite parts of this whole process, and the first is seeing actors read your script for the first time and get to grips with their character, seeing how they inform their roles and how they perform them. And then the second is watching both actors and spectators see the show for the first time or read it, and what they laugh at, what they get emotional at, what makes them go ah. It's just really nice to know that your words are invoking some sort of emotion in people, and it's really, really fun. So yeah, if anyone is thinking of writing and submitting a script, please do. It's such a good time and some of the best memories I have with DCU drama. Don't feel like you need to do it alone. You can do it with friends. It can be a collaborative process, even if you write and they review, or you both write together. If you're thinking about it and you're nervous, it could be a good way to do it. But yeah, that's all my advice, and best of luck to anyone who submits.